Nvidia just announced the 4-to-1 share split today. The last hour they've announced, and today I want to share my point of view why Nvidia is such a great company to own for long term, and this company will be the next $1 trillion company. And stick with me on this video, I will showcase my buy trigger valuation and all the great news that I can share with you today. Hello, welcome back to Family Investment. Today, I just want to speak purely about Nvidia. Is it a stock to buy now? Have you left the train? It is a great stock for own to long term. Okay, so I'm going to start with the news. Again, I'm going to speak about the charts, buy trigger, the business itself, and my final thoughts. So if you want to skip, go to the timeline below. First, let's start off the news about Nvidia stock split. So what is a stock split? Stock split is basically a company growing bigger. They want to entice you to buy their share. $600 is very hard to purchase for a single person because we always like to own a whole share. So for them to enable this, they will stock split. So if you own one Nvidia share today, they give you 3 more. Together you get 4 shares. And this 4 share will also reduce, for example, $600 today. If they divide by 4, it will be worth $150 stock. And they'll still pay you dividend but reduced by 4. But the news they're going to say is on the 21st of July, if you still own Nvidia stocks for long term, and they will pay you dividends, but not dividends for one, but in that particular period, they'll pay you 3 shares dividend, okay? And then they should be hoping to get everything joined up, all split, all sorted up by the 20th of July. But before all this gets sanctioned, not 100% complete yet, they need voters, major share voters, holders to vote. Once the vote pass in the next 4 to 6 weeks, then they'll start rolling the program, and this is where the stock split will happen. And now let's speak about Nvidia and their business. Has the business roadmap changed? Okay, I report about Nvidia very much almost every quarter, ever since the last 2 years of my career on YouTube. And no, the business hasn't changed, but it's gotten even better. The forecast for 2021 is around about 50% growth. Despite the semiconductor shortage, the chip shortage, the PlayStation shortage, the gaming chip shortage, they're still delivering, they're still on target and very high gross margin. They're charging more because of limitation, but they're still going production. Depending on different sector, they're still trying to tailor and make sure deliverables get passed through. As you can see, the revenue chart here is just absolutely beautiful. Okay, look, the revenue is just growing and growing and growing. As you can see the chart, year 2020 was the year where they start upgrading the chips, they're changing, and 2021 was the year they deliver. Okay, past COVID-19, they deliver and they're pushing it hard. And you can see the growth on the chart here, 50% revenue year on year, and compared last year to this year, they have grown about 50%. Potentially next year, they actually double what they will be for 2020. That's the forecast for Nvidia, and that's how they go because they're based on the data center chips, which is delivering on high demand. AI chips, genomics, health sector, self-driving sector, the 5Gs, the Internet of Things, they're all driving. Everybody wants a piece of Nvidia chip. The one I like as a business person, as a business analyst, you like the cash flow short term. Cash flow short term is increasing because of high gross margin. High gross margin, you make more money, cash flow will increase. And with more cash flow increasing, it helps them enable their business to ship out small amount of dividends. Hopefully more investors to come in, and hopefully more investors to hold rather than volatility switching it. And then this is where stocks like they will just grow, and hopefully they will grow into $1 trillion economy. But they have to first prove themselves by giving us deliverables on their revenue growth, and they're keeping to the promise as of now. And now let's go to the charts. Okay, let's go to the charts. Let me bring a chart that I spoke about on the 12th of February during the last quarter earnings. I brought this up. I did highlight that there was a risk. If the ARM deal failed because of all these negative sentiments, all this negative news, it would drop to 475. And it went sideways for a long time. So every time I say, if anything Nvidia under 525 back then, it's a buy trigger, just buy. Hold, buy, hold. I know they're going sideways, but we focus on the long-term stock. Okay, focus on long-term stock. They'll go up, they'll come down. And then fast forward to today, I plotted this graph a couple of days ago, and it's still the same. It's going sideways, tried all-time high and back down again. And they were trying to go as low as 519, which is ridiculous. It's really way below their own value of the company for future forecasts. Failed attempt, it went back up to the 565, 69. I looked at it, I thought this is a good rebound. I started buying in. When I started buying in, I noticed that other analysts buy a price target of 700. I think something's going on. So I bought some more yesterday, and guess what? Today, boom, it's right. 4-to-1 stock splits happen. and this is going to push it even higher. As you can see, when I say push it even higher, where I'm coming. So I am expecting from my experience that with stock split, it just entices people. So with this price target, it's going to get institution alerted. Institution will love companies like the high growth revenue stock split. So I'm expecting it roast up from 600 to potentially 650 to 700 for it to roll up just before the stock split on the 20th of July. And once that's happened, I'm expecting to see a roll off. So if you want to buy, just be careful when it starts rolling off. And the next thing, guess what? It's going to be the quarter two earnings. And the quarter two earnings is going to come in. I think it's going to stay flat. Okay, when quarter two earnings, it's only the quarter three earnings which is going to showcase the Q3 and the forecast for Q4, and that's when I am going to see a breakthrough to all-time high, potentially going over 700. Again, this is my forecast because business is great, business is as usual, but how much should you pay for? Okay, so I'm just saying that if you want to pay for this company, you at the moment as it stands, 560, 570 you can pay for. I still bought Nvidia yesterday and this morning at 590, so I'm still buying. Okay, even though it went a bit over my buy trigger, but this stock split is a no-brainer. I bought it. So if you can go around about the zone of the 560, 570, buy it. And if it goes below, obviously. But the one that really showcases where you should buy, because it's all based on the multiples, okay? Q2 multiples will come, Q3 multiples will come. It's all based on the multiples. As you can see, this chart here on Ticker, TIKR, great app that I'm using, Ticker. So every time the multiple hits below 22, it's a great buy. So I bought it when it hits as low as 17, and it kept going up. So I just dollar cost average, okay? And it's not cheap. $500 is not cheap. It's not easy to buy every time. So only when I get a full amount, I'll buy. But it takes a bit of time to save up. So anything below the multiple of 22, which is still under 22 just now, you can buy it. Because if it's even though it stays stagnant at 650, once the next quarter earnings come, it's going to push the multiple down, hopefully to 20, and people start buy back in again. But again, Wall Street always forecast future. So anything above below the multiple of 22, just buy it. If it's very hard for you to track, just use the 50-day moving average, Yahoo Finance. If it's close to the 50-day moving average, then you can get a piece of a pie for Nvidia. So it's one of these terms. Don't try to precisely buy on the cheap. Buy on a specific low bottom, because you want to buy in large volume. You want to buy in large amount for your future holdings for 2025, 2030, long term, and they're paying you dividends as well. So Alex, what's your final thoughts? I personally own about 76 Nvidia shares myself. Okay, up to this point, my family owns about 70. So in total, we own about 146 Nvidia shares. You know what? I don't think it's enough. Even though they multiple up about 560, 565 Nvidia shares, it looks nice. I'll still be dollar cost averaging if it's the right price, if it's the right multiple. Okay, that's for me. And it's one of those. But then the debate comes in because I released a video yesterday about AMD saying it's great multiples, great value, undervalued. So if you are asking me AMD or Nvidia, I would say in terms of valuation, in terms of good pricing, AMD will be the one to go. Less risk because the Xilinx merger it's most likely, and the buyback program really helps with the share. And now they're cheap, they haven't really shot up yet. If you want to buy Nvidia, if you're not just a huge fan, but if you believe the company, if they're the number one. So if you like to choose between number one and number two in terms of business, Nvidia will still be number one. Okay, even if Intel comes back, Nvidia will be standing strong because they might have ARM, they might not have ARM, but they'll still be standing number one. So AMD has a risk with Intel if they start catching up in 2024, 25. And that's quite a while away and it's still rolling out. So this is where I am. If you had two to choose from, I have both. I buy AMD and Nvidia. In fact, I was going to buy AMD today, but Nvidia's news came out. So great news for semiconductor, great news for you shareholders who has been buying and holding long-term, people, long-term. Because for me personally, I'm just going to tell it straight up front. I've got AMD, Tesla, Nvidia. My kids have got them as well, and additional Microsoft and Apple on the side. These are the stocks are great for your kids. These are the stocks are great for young people like us, family members to own. You can sleep on it. You don't care about volatility because the business will be as usual. You got Lisa Su, you got Elon Musk, you got Jensen Huang, one of the best 3 CEOs in the world, including the likes of Microsoft CEO, Tim Cook of Apple. Great CEOs. These are the world's best genius. So when you invest in a company long term, you invest only in the best people with the best track record, with the best revenue, the best earning, and the best product that we use every day around us. Thank you very much. Hope you have a good day. My name is Alex Loh. Like and subscribe, and hope to see you more. And go Nvidia family.
I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to see future videos, please subscribe to the channel and press the bell button. Ding dong! More videos. Bye!